Hello! We're live now. Hello everyone. Hope you guys can hear me well. Yay! Is everything alright? Audio, video? Is everything showing up? So, last time we were working on these vines right here. Great, thanks. So, we were working on these vines, and then I called it a day. Today, for a start, I'm going to try and finish at least a little bit of this wall right here. I'm going to grab maybe some of the cracked tiles. Maybe. What? Alright. This. So that I can just do this. Where are the purple flowers? Oh, they are in here. Okay. Cracks. How do I add cracks? Also, like in Wheatley style, I have missing panels only. I don't have broken tiles like I was looking for. So, oh, and this is an interesting bit of environmental storytelling. The test subjects have fallen out of this pipe so many times that the floor is cracking here. A lot. Oh, here's a broken tile. I was looking for you. I was looking for you. Where have you been? So I'm going to add something like this. Just need that as a reference. I'm going to add a regular tile. Hello, Mika. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Micah or Mika? Which one's the correct pronunciation? So, Mika, I guess. Oh, not gonna use this one. Gotta have it this color. Because for each world I used a different color of panel to better match the color palette. Copy this here and just change its color. First this. then this. Keep these here as references. And whoops, didn't mean that. So something like this. And maybe something like that. Yeah, that could work. So how are you guys doing? I realize they don't really ask that very often, which I should. This looks out of place. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have it here. Alright. Hey, Evan. Or Evan. Which one's the correct pronunciation? I suck at pronunciation. Evan or Evan? Maybe this could work. Evan. Alright. So, as I was saying earlier, I think it's best to have a little bit of the wall before I start adding plants and stuff, because I wanted to add the plants just to have a rough idea of how they would look alongside the panels and stuff. Also, do I have those rough metal panels? I don't think I do anywhere, because I need some rusty panels and stuff like that. Some structural support would be nice as well, like this one. Was thinking of having it here. Like this, and just another one of these here, like that. And actually, I think I'm going to steal from old aperture this time, because I made these 1 by 1 tiles. Oh, thank you, Warb. I don't have the lighting appropriate here. So something like this, maybe? Yeah, that could work. I need this tile right here. Actually, no. I need the one with the yellow. This one. It's gonna be orange, isn't it? Yes, orange. Wait. Oh, it's the same thing. Huh. Are these solid or are these part of the background? I wonder. They're solid. Alright. So it's just a matter of changing the outline to this color. Because since they're not seen, I can just remove the fancy panels on them. Like that. And there are also these, which represent those grayish panels that we see sometimes in Portal 2. Oh, right, they're right. The transparency layers. This and like this. And layer 2. There we go. That looks better. I want those for the pipes. And here, finally. Did I do it offset? Of course I did. Of course I did it offset. Oh my god. Offset by 1 pixel. Amazing. There we go. I might, oops, wrong layer. Might have pipe coming out a little bit further out. Coming out further out, wow. There. One trick that I use a lot in my maps is to have them 1 pixel off, like right here. The actual tile is this entire thing. But since it's just 1 pixel, it barely makes a difference in game. Like, let me show you. In this one here. Like, how you have the cursor floating above the tile, that's barely noticeable. Or, for instance, let me see another one. Right here, where it's 1 tile, 1 pixel rather, above the floor level. It's barely noticeable, but it makes a huge difference. Or let's see if I have another one. Right here, the pipe is coming out 1 block further. So that's how I add some variance without going overboard. Because otherwise it looks way too tidy, and sometimes I don't want tidy. Also, I did something like that here, where I have this portal label surface 1 pixel further out and this one 1 pixel further in. In game you don't really notice, but it adds a little bit of dynamism. Or right here, where I have a lot of tiny tiles in and out. So that's the plan here as well. to have this out a little bit. And I can use the full tile down there, I think. Or the small tile. I think I can use the full tile. Wait, wrong layer? Yes, wrong layer. Also, since this is overgrown, I should probably add some dirt to these surfaces. So let me just copy the transparency layers, because then I can have a rough idea of how they will look in the end. Like that. And should I use orange or brown? Brown looks a little too much. Orange looks alright, I think. Maybe orange. No, that's too much. That's also too much. Light orange. Oh, that looks best. Light orange. So just a little bit of grime and dirt. I think this looks fine. Hey, thank you. That should work, I think. This is just a an experiment anyways. Just a little bit of grime and dirt. I could use the tiny support, these ones here, behind this portable surface. Wrong layer again. I'll just keep pasting stuff in the wrong layer all the time, aren't I? Thank you. Thank you. That's flattering. I did that mostly due to my palette limitation. Hey Fumbly! Since I'm limiting myself to this palette, I have to get creative with how I do shading and lighting and stuff, so I just do dithering. Is that how you pronounce it? Dithering? I think this is fine. I think this is looking alright. Some support. Later on I'm going to add some cables and stuff. I could probably make these supports rusty as well. Oh, dithering. Alright. Oh, I need floor portable surfaces. These ones. Haven't I used them? No, I haven't. I used them here, but I changed them. And on the other one, I can use... Or actually, do I have momentum surfaces? I do here. I haven't used them in a while. I should use them there, because this puzzle involves momentum. So yes, I should place these there. And this here. Whoops. Hmm? Yes, this map pack that I'm working on right now is for Mario 1.6 Vanilla. The reason behind it, and I have considered using SE or Alizon's entities or some other mod or making my own. The reason why I'm using Vanilla is to show, or rather to play around with the idea of using a very limited engine to build a beautiful puzzle. Like, it's a nice way of showing people that they don't need 1,000 custom enemies and entities and a lot of stuff to make a good map. Like, just with the tools available, they can make good stuff. Of course, I still would love to have toggleable fizzlers and non-killing lasers, and I am planning eventually to make a mod to have all these features exclusively for this map pack, but that's in the far future. That's not a priority right now. So yes, for the time being, Vanilla 1.6. The thing is, Mario map packs, they usually have to work with a very limited tile set. And in here, since I'm working on the background exclusively, I have a lot of control over everything. So, for instance, I have these lights glowing on top of tiles and a lot of cables and stuff. Everything is custom fit for each level. If I were to work with a tile set, then I would have to drastically reduce the amount of detail that I have, or reuse a lot of cables and stuff, and that just wouldn't look as good. So that's why I'm able to get away with so much, like these panels having a lot of variance and the background and stuff. It's just that I make everything the background, basically. That's how I get away. And the downside is that you either have to limit yourself to this screen size, or you can't have moving backgrounds, because there's no way or no easy way to make fixed foreground of sorts. Which also means it's a hell of a lot of work to make these. Yes, it is on my playlist, actually. There are two versions, the live version and the main version. I have just about every Wintergatan song in my playlist, even ones that weren't officially released. Like right here, I have this area the player can never get to here, so I can play around with it a little bit. Like, I could have a hanging tile of sorts, not like this of course, just maybe something like this, and pull it up one block, maybe something like that, just to make it look like it's rotated. Or what else could I do? Could have, actually, let me paste this and copy this center right here. Something like this. That's going to look weird, isn't it? A little bit. Let's see what I can do with it. Because I have something like that in this Whitley map. Yes, but it's in the background, so that's how I get away with it. Actually, let me undo this, because I want to have... where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here. This. Like... Wait, is that right? That is right. So why does it look wrong? Oh, right, because of the shading. Right, right. That's right. So let me see if I can find a better example of that. Where can I find it? Well, I'm not officially a game developer yet, but I have worked on a few prototypes and stuff. Where I get these ideas from? I don't know. Other games, real life. I get a lot of inspiration from real life. And to be fair, most of the time it's just playing around with ideas. Like, I have this overgrown map, right? And like I was saying in the last stream, we've been through a lot of overgrown maps. Thank you. So, we've been through a lot of overgrown maps. We've seen them in Portal 2, in Mari0, well, we've just seen them everywhere. And as I was pointing out in the last stream, one thing I've never seen in any of these maps is flowers. Like, I look in real life to abandoned places, I see vines and stuff, yes, but I also see a lot of flowers. Like, there's a house next to my dad's house. It's been abandoned for many years, and the roof is falling apart, and it actually looks like those falling tiles from Portal 2. And it just looks like an overgrown map, kind of. But I also noticed it has a lot of flowers growing out of the cracks and stuff. And then I realized we never really see that in Portal 2, so that's the plan here. To add a little bit more life to the overgrown theme. So that's where my ideas come from real life, from other games, and other medium. That could work, although it does look a little janky. Yeah, that looks very janky. Not sure I like that. Since I don't have any anti-aliasing, that looks out of place. Right, something like that. Maybe. That could work. Oops, wrong layer again. Wow. I'm just gonna keep doing that forever. Right. I was trying to look for hold on a second, let me find it. 1 second. Here. Let me find the screenshot of this. Here. This is hollow purpose. Let me paste a file here. So this was the previous map pack that I worked on that also follows the same idea of having the background as tiles. I have some ugly vines and stuff, but the main thing I'm trying to look for is these guys, these rusty tiles. I want to have rusty tiles in my overgrown as well. So tiles like these, which are the frames, these right here are the equivalent of these blue ones. I want some rusty ones as well. Also it has some offset tiles, I want that. And these guys, I should probably copy this design as well, where it's just partially rusting or partially showing off the background. Although I think this way looks better. Has a better defined edge right here as opposed to here. And these vines are just ugly. I'm not going to copy these. I think these ones look infinitely better. Also goes to show how much I've improved since I made this one. Because I made this one in April of 2017. Wow, like almost 3 years ago. Almost 3 years ago. That's a long time. So this is better. It's good that it's better because otherwise it would be embarrassing. So I want these guys, I want these. I wish I could have these rusty cube droppers, but unfortunately I'm limited by my restrictions to vanilla. I can grow these vines taller. They're coming all the way up from space or something. What do you mean by broken? Hey Wintergatan, how are you doing? Oh, I see what you mean. I'm not sure if I should do that because that could imply that the chamber used 2 cubes when it in fact didn't. Unless, well, like here I need those 2 cubes, here I need the 2 cubes, and here I only have 1 cube, and that's all I need. I don't really see a place for 2 cubes at the moment. It's a nice idea though. I like that idea. I just don't think that's going to work in this setup. What I can do though is copy this, which is a bunch of tiles that sit around the cube dropper. Wrong one, this one. close this. So I have this and this. What I could do is like how I have in here the gel droppers in old aperture. They have this little extension. I could do something like that maybe. Where's the cube dropper? Cube dropper. This chamber doesn't have cubes. This one. Oh, but this is old aperture. But it has a little bit of an extension. Let's see how it looks in game, actually. Oh, I don't have anything for the cube dropper here. I just realized. I gotta fix that. Not now though. But I gotta fix that. This cube dropper has nothing around it. There was something else I wanted to fix here. Yeah, I'll see it later. This one. Let's in game. There are going to be these many levels. 16. 4 levels for World 1, which is Whitley. It's finished. 4 levels for World 2, which is Old Aperture. It is also finished. 4 levels for World 3, which is Art Therapy, which is also finished, except I gotta add the cube dropper thing that I forgot. And 4 levels for Overgrown, which is what I'm working on. And the thing is, I've been working on this map pack since I had the exact date here. 1 second. 1 quick second. Oh, I've been working on this map pack. Oh, that's just a test thing that I was working on. It's really nothing important. I've been working on this map pack since at least September of 2018. So, over a year I've been working on this, on and off. Well, mostly on my lunch break at work, but yeah. That's been taking a long time. It's a lot of detailing and a lot of back and forth. Could maybe add some rest here, but that feels like a stretch. Like it's so tiny we can barely notice it. Maybe add some here. Some dirt, maybe, in the glass. Maybe some cracks. That barely shows up. It's not a big deal. I can add a lot of rust in this area right here later on. For right now though, let me copy the transparency layers just to have it as a reference. Here. And the second layer. Oh, that's just the light thing. I could have the grating here, the grating from Hollow Purpose. Maybe. It's gonna be rusty, definitely. Something like this, maybe? I do have something similar in this level here. I could copy this design actually. Except I don't have the antline thing going on the back. So this is definitely going to be rusty. Like that. Right. Or maybe I can have it like this, actually blue. Wait, I don't want to do this for everything, I just want to do this for this area. Like so. And then I can add rust on top of it with a transparency layer. I don't need the antline thing. And this just darkens it because it's solid. So maybe something like this. Yeah, that could work. So some rust growing out of the corners. Yeah, that could work. Although I could probably tone it down a little bit. Brown, maybe. And that doesn't work. Orange here? Nah. Hey, Siddhartha. Siddhartha. Remember that one? Siddhartha. How are you doing? Long time no see. Maybe I should copy it. gonna remove these ones. Maybe here and here, delete it. That looks better, I think. A little bit of rust. Wait, is this right? Is this really black? Oh right, that's black because of the, right. Because this entire thing is black. Those are flowers. Those are flowering vines, which I've been googling a lot lately. It's a lot of practice, Mika. It's just a lot of practice. Just like I showed up in the Hollow Purpose map pack, I made that about 3 years ago. So I've had a lot of time to practice. And even then, there is also the Portal map pack. Let me see when I made that one. So... Portal, where are you? Here. So I made this one in 2013. So at least since 2013 I've been playing around with pixel art for map packs. Except of course this one is just plain ugly. Let me get this one to show as an example. Like, look at how ugly it is. I reused a lot of tiles. Like, let me show you real quick. If I copy this guy here to here, you can see that they are exactly the same tile on the floor and on the ceiling. I was limited by the tile set. Also, look at how grainy everything is, and that was a deliberate choice at the time. I made everything grainy so that it would look like dirty and stuff, but it just looks bad, actually. Well, at least I got the these tiles right since then, and these ones as well. I had a good start, so it's not all that bad. Also, I had a lot of these things that represented fallen tiles. Which reminds me, I should probably have some fallen tiles here as well. Like bits of tiles on the floor. I have fallen tiles here, kind of, like to represent this broken ceiling. I have them here and down here, but it's barely noticeable. Hello, Lego Bauer. Is it Bauer or Booer? I've been asking a lot about pronunciation lately. I only set background. Unfortunately, Mari0 1.6 only has support for background and no foreground. So like in here, or in here, it's all background. There is no foreground here. In here, it's all background. Like even these tiles, which I cannot collide with, these ones, it's all background. Yeah. Hey Hans, welcome back. So I should probably have fallen tiles somewhere, like this one. I could have this tile right here as a little bit of debris. For the rainbow itself, it didn't take too long actually. It's really easy to make rainbows in paint.net. This one was easy. The tree, however, the tree took forever. This tree took a long time to make. The snowfall was relatively easy to do. The waterfall took a little longer than the snowfall. So let me add a little bit of debris here. Maybe something like this. Not sure how that would look. Something like this. Doesn't really look too much like pieces of tile. Let me think. I don't actually remember how long it took to make the levels themselves. And even if I did, they're always being updated. So I couldn't even give you an exact number because, like, for instance, these levels, I was basically done with them. But then I realized that, for instance, this one, this one has a trapping situation, so I'm going to have to edit the level and the background. This level I had to edit after I was done with it, so it's never really an exact number. But I can confidently say that the pixel art is the one that takes the longest, even though that's kind of a given. It's kind of obvious. But yeah, some pieces of tile there. Let me finish out this rust. I can only use the ones that the game has. I cannot design my own mechanics, unfortunately. Not on this version, at least. That's the thing, I'm using the vanilla 1.6 Mari0. So I'm very, very restricted. If I were using, for instance, SE, the SE version, I could probably make some enemies. Like, let me see if I have it here. This one. Let me go back here a moment. To the this one. Hollow Purpose, level 2. Like right here. When I made this map pack, I used a custom enemy to represent this timer right here. So at least I had that much control. I could also use custom textures for every ant line, so they can be missing out pieces and corners and stuff. I don't have that much flexibility with this version of Mari0, so that's a bummer. But that's also part of the challenge. I can try to make the best out of these with a limited amount of tools. I only have backgrounds, tiles, and the specific set of entities to work with, but I can try to make a lot out of a little. That's the challenge. I have considered using mods, but like I said, part of the challenge is making it with the restrictions of 1.6, but also I wanted to have this specifically for 1.6 because I realized there are very few portal-centered map packs for 1.6. Yeah, exactly. Limitations help, and for 1.6 there are very few portal themed map packs, and most of those were made by me, so I kind of want to give people who still play 1.6 something else in terms of Portal 2, because most map packs for 1.6 are centered around Mari0 stuff. That's the reasoning behind it. But once I'm done, and this is the thing I was talking about earlier, once I'm done with this, I may or may not use a mod to improve, like have a vanilla version and a modded version of this map pack. But that's still something I'm planning around. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to mod this. Yeah, exactly, there are a few Portal map packs, but then again you have Hans's map pack. Yeah, we have Hans's map pack, which is Portal based, but that's for SE, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hans. Well, if you want, I have a map packs guide and ratings page that has a lot of map packs for you to look at. Like Mad Science. You should probably give me another screenshot of it, Hans, because your screenshot is like that. There's not a lot of Portal based. WiiWare stuff is really clever. They make some pretty awesome map packs. There's this one by Orb. There's this one by me. And there aren't many. There's this one as well. There are very few Portal themed ones. Wow, a lot of missing screenshots. Yeah, at least they had a little bit of Portal based mechanics. Some of them at least. Yeah, that's another thing. Not many people are making map packs for Mari0 anymore. So I'm basically trying to keep the flame alive, you know, in Mari0 map pack making. Trying to keep it alive somehow. Yeah, that's... I agree with you. I agree with you, Kirby. That's why I'm making this, because I feel like it's neglected as well, and I want to change that. That looks alright, I guess. A little rusty. Oh yeah, speaking of which, how is Mari 3 going on? because I believe it's only ever talked about in the Discord server, which I'm not a part of. So I don't know how well it's going at the moment. What is it, Hans? Oh, ow, that's a bummer. That is a bummer. I wonder if he has fallen under the Valve curse of not being able to make a third installment of a franchise. Then again, Mari 3 is kind of a sequel to the never released Mari 2, so... Oh, that's sad. Yeah, I've been very busy with work as well, but... Like I said, I was working on this map pack on my lunch breaks for the most part. Only recently I've decided to bring it to here. I could probably have those circle tiles now. Well, if you consider SE as the second version, then yeah. But I'm not sure if SE is the second version. I kind of consider it the update of regular Mario. Yeah, exactly. So it's not exactly 2.0, so... We never had a Mario 2, so... Mari 3 is kind of a sequel to a non-existing sequel, is what I'm trying to say. This, like this, like this. Speaking of which, CE is kind of dead, isn't it? Because I stopped working on it and I haven't seen anyone else working on it, so it's kind of a shame really, because I really wanted people to help update it. But oh well, I get that people are busy as well. Something like this maybe? I think that works. Well, actually, let me rotate it, because the lighting comes from up there, like that. What do you mean by we almost... Oh, right. Right. Yeah, that's something that happened. I almost forgot we almost had Mari 2. Not here. What? What car are you talking about? another one here and another one here, but this one is going to be just a frame. This. Nah, that looks wrong. That looks just plain wrong. Like this could work. Maybe remove the outlines. Oh, yeah, it's probably someone out there on the streets. Cause like it's carnival in here in Brazil, which I don't celebrate. So something like this could work, I think. But actually, I want to use this color here. And then I will add the rust on top of it. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, I heard the bassy sound now. Bassy. I also need some vines that aren't filled with flowers. Actually, if you guys don't mind the wait, oh my god, again, this happened? Okay. I'm going to go on a very quick break, like 5 minutes break, and I'll be right back with you. So hang around for a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I am back, and I am alive. Or I think I'm alive. Hello. So I was talking about having some vines. Oh, sorry about that. I was thinking about adding some fern here, but I have no idea how to make fern in pixel art. Well, not as in Fern, the Adventure Time character. Something like this, maybe? This is going to look really nice once if I port this to SE or a licensed entities or other mod. CE maybe? Because like I could have the fern be on the foreground. Wait, let me try this here first. This works, I can just copy and paste. Ah, that would be way too much work. I don't think I could handle that. It is an idea though, it is a good idea. We'll see. Something like that. That looks kind of off. Hey, Aciers! Something like that, maybe? Whoops, wrong one. Wrong. There. Ah, that looks wrong. That just looks bad. How could I do fern realistically? Let's see, fern, like this. I had this image as my reference point. How could I mimic that? In pixel art, at least. Well, yes, eventually I'm going to do the shading, but I need to get a good base for that. If I have a good base, then I can do the shading. Thing is, getting a good base is the difficult part, especially with a limited palette. That looks... I'm not sure about that. Yes, palette. Exactly. Palette. Maybe that could work. I don't know how I could convey this volume. I don't think I could convey this volume. I might have to simplify eventually. Something like this. Doesn't matter if they touch, because it's a lot of fern, they are eventually going to meet up. Maybe something like that? Here's an idea. Let me first finish this up. Add this tiny one. Yeah, I was thinking of something kind of like that. Let me show you. What I thought was to have like this. And this is just a test. Something like this. Actually, let me be smart about this. And wrong. This. So like this. And then I add some more. Let me add another layer like this. It would go on the background. Something like this. And the same deal here. But it would go behind the existing ones. And just as a temporary thing, I would have a different shade of it, like this. Alright, I'm here. So that way I can kind of convey depth by having some behind and some in front, like this. Pointier, that's a good idea. So something like this, kind of. Maybe? Maybe something like that? Maybe that could work. Although I would still want them pointier, like you said. What do you mean by broken down? Actually, Aciers, the plant making part was the most fun part of the stream last night, so the tiles are the boring part in my opinion. Let me see if I can find an example of what you guys are talking about. I think you mean kind of like this, where there are the strands without leaves, right? Like here and here. I could try to do something like that, but in pixel art, it's kind of difficult. Oh, thank you. Let's see here. This one looks terrible, so let's strip it down. Like that. maybe add a single leaf here, like that, kind of. That does add a nice touch though. Just as a thought experiment, what if I make them this color? Or this color? I think that looks better. Yeah, that looks better. And maybe, since I have this here, actually, like this. Just a couple different versions. Yeah, like this. Yeah, that alone adds a lot of variance. I think I'm gonna keep that. Yeah, that already looks much better. Lots of colors. Yeah, that looks good from a distance. And actually, a nice way of testing it is to just copy it to the game, which I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. First, I copy everything merged, which is this one, copy merged. Then I go to the map pack, create a background file for 4-1 and edit the background here like this. So now if I go to this level, replace all the... oh, actually, let me show you guys this cool thing that I do. I turn on the custom background and then slowly paint it away. Actually, would be a good idea to do this without the temporary files or tiles here. Temp. Hide them like so. Copy. Paste. Save. Right, so I can just go here and wait, I forgot to turn it on. Custom backgrounds, and I do this. I love doing this. It's always fun. Here, here, around here, here, and here. Let's just get over with it instead of playing around. Here, here, and here. And yes, that's why I do it. It's very satisfying. Here and here. That should be everything, I think. No, I forgot these guys and these guys. So, Fern looks alright, I think, in this context. These tiles look alright. This ceiling looks alright, I think. those tiles look alright, I think. Let's go up there. Yeah, this looks fine, I think. It's just a shame that the Mari0 name covers it up. The spawning point is alright, I think. Right here. Yeah, overall, I think it's fine. Yes, I'm aware. I am aware of that. Yeah, if I make a mod, that's the thing. Not sure if I'm going to do that yet. This looks fine, I think. This right here. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, overall I think it's fine. But yeah, if I do make a mod, I'm definitely going to remove the UI, and I'm also going to use the shell sprite. Probably. Or make my own. If I find it worth it the time. Something to consider. I'm gonna add those later. So fern is fine. I should probably add more vines somewhere. Not sure where. Also moss. I should probably add moss somewhere. Maybe here. Something like this. That could maybe work. And then something like this. Yeah, that could work. Not sure what you mean by sick. You mean because of the color I chose? Oh, okay, thank you. think that looks fine. I don't want to add vines here, I don't think it makes sense to have them here. Maybe I should finish the floor. I have some tiles for the doors, these ones. It would probably burn, yes. It would most likely burn. Maybe that's why this vine right here never touches the light bridge, it goes around it. Yeah, maybe every time it touched here, it burned all the way back here, so it just went around it. Smart plants, smart plants. They would just burn like witches. I could have some deadly goo like this one. How many tiles? 5 tiles. Like from here? Hanging from here, you mean? That could work, but at the same time, where would the vines grow from? Because for instance, in here I want to have at least a little bit more vines in this area. And in here they're coming from all the way up. So I'm not sure if vines growing out of there would work. Let me remove this temporary light for a second and these guys, cause it's confusing me. Wow, it's like it turns off the lights. That makes such a difference. From here, well, they would burn in the laser, so I don't think they would grow here. Let me just add some more flowers here. Yes, I definitely plan on having at least a little bit of foliage in between the tiles. But just not where the laser is. I don't think it would work there specifically. Other places, sure, but not there. Yeah, that could work. I was thinking I could maybe, like here, hold on, this one, I could maybe have some cables in between the tiles, but the vines would grow on the cables maybe. Not sure if that would work, although that would help add a lot of purple in here, because like I said, I want this world to have a lot of pinks and purples. And the only way to do that is to add a lot of plants. So maybe I could add some cables. Let me, in fact, straight out rip off this guy. Rip off. Wrong layer again. Do I have it in the cables layer? Yes. Cables. Don't know why I didn't just add them to the tiles layer, but okay. Maybe I could have some cables. Yeah, how embarrassing, copying tiles. How dare I? Worse yet, copying them without giving credit to the author. Could be something like that, yeah. This maybe? Yes, that's the plan actually. I want the vines to grow on the cables. That's why I added the cables here, so that I could have more vines here. That is the plan. Temporarily remove this. And add the vines. Something like this, where it's kind of hanging on the cables. I see that a lot in real life, by the way. The vines just hanging onto the cables and stuff. Maybe could affect a little bit, but I think it's fine this way. These vines aren't too heavy to pull down the cable, and the cable is very small, so... What I could do though is have a few hanging vines. Maybe something like this. Yeah, that looks alright, I think. Yeah, that's a nice way of adding back all the purple that was missing. Thank you. Yeah, that looks nice. In context, it's a nice way of adding a lot of purple to a small area. It's believable, that's the important part. It's believable. Yep. Maybe it's just starting to grow in this tile, so it doesn't have the strength necessary to grow a lot of flowers here yet. Something like this could work. Yeah, about that, I'm thinking that the sunlight would go like here, like it's doing right now, but during the day it would rotate around the sky and would like shine in this direction maybe. So that's why there are some vines here and some vines here. It would shine in this direction too, eventually. Same goes for this fern. It would shine down here at some point during the day. But yeah, that's why vines don't grow everywhere. Like right here, it never grows because there's no sunlight here, or here, for instance, or here. Like this mushroom grows here because it's kind of wet in this area because of the deadly goo, but there's very little sunlight that gets down here. Or this moss here, very little sunlight gets here. What is this temp layer? Right, the tiles. Temp tiles. Something like this. I actually considered it, but at the same time I realized I wouldn't have exactly a gap here. Like, where would this tile be resting? Because I'm assuming it's falling down, but it's resting on this tile and this tile, so I don't see exactly how it would work. Not sure. Good night, thanks for stopping by. What could maybe work is, let me go to the temp light. And this is something that I do during the mapping process. Before I get all the tiles, I tend to think what would look like if I had sunlight or other light sources from somewhere. Like maybe here? Like maybe this tile is missing. This tile right here is missing. Let me delete it. So it would look like this. Would hit here. And here. So it's just a very thin light ray. I like doing these thin light rays. Like that. So now I can get away with adding some more shading here, which was the plan. Like that. Yeah, it's barely noticeable, but it definitely is noticeable. Something like this. Whoops. Wrong one. This one. Like that. I think that looks nice. Yeah. Any opportunity to add light rays is a good opportunity, I think. Yeah, because you can see that it's reflecting, how it has some lighter shades of green and purple here. Yeah, it's usually one of the most important aspects of a project, because even though it's not in your face kind of detail, people do notice it. Like, they can't exactly describe what it is that they're seeing that is pleasing, but they know that there's some amount of detail there that is different. Like the fact that these vines glow under sunlight. People don't consciously notice it, but they do know that there's something about it subconsciously. So that's how I go about mapping those. Yeah, that's a lot of purple, I like that. I do wonder though, what would happen if... Nah, that wouldn't work. Never mind, never mind. Never mind. So I should probably add some more tiles and then add some fern. Wrong layer once again. Do I not have it here? Oh, I could have this one. Maybe. Yeah, that could work. Do I have the other half? I do! That's what I was looking for. Like that. Maybe I could even have these here. Wrong layer again? Yes, always wrong layer. Oh yes, this is glass right here. Yes. I could maybe have it reflect, I'm not sure. I hadn't considered that. Because like in this one, for instance, I have grating instead of glass. But when I have grating, like right here, I have the light going off a little weaker. Yeah, you'll notice that instead of being the full light right like in here, I have partial light here, and then it goes through another grating and it has even less light here. So maybe I should do something with the glass. Reflecting? Could be. Let's see. Let me create another layer. Do it like this. Like this. And like this. Like this maybe. And not sure how that would look though. Or maybe it should be light yellow. Yeah, it's barely noticeable. Not sure. It is an interesting idea though. I'm going to consider it. Like this maybe? I'm gonna leave it for the time being. So that we may consider it later on. It is an interesting idea. Hey, Knock. No, it's going alright. We're adding a lot of plants here. We're learning about biology and lighting. Just adding some plants here. Thing is, let me first get, where's the reference layer? This one. I have a lot of space outside here, so while I don't have a lot of room for plants down here, maybe I can add a lot of plants here. I'll show what I mean in a second. Let me first paste this here and remove this. Maybe, hold on a second, here's an idea. this. And this one. Like this. Yeah. Well made and sufficiently lit. Rest in peace, Steven. You blessed soul. I wonder if there's any space for a ray of sunlight. Not enough space here, but I can make some room for it. Maybe up to here. Maybe rotate this tile. Let me delete it and then consider adding this like this. Wait, let me undo this. That could work. Maybe. Like this. So we get that little beam of sunlight. Like this. Actually, that's reminding me a lot of this map right here, where I have a lot of moonlight coming from the ceiling. It's quite a nice parallel, actually. We go from a very dark and moonlit place to a very bright and sunlit place. It's a nice contrast. Just like here, we go from a very open and breathing space to a very closed in and dark place. Then we go through moonlight and then sunlight. That's neat. Oh, you're thinking about working with pixel art? That's really cool. think having some structures here would be nice. Actually, let me move this. I have considered that, Hans. I actually have considered that. And gave up on the idea quickly after. Have they? Where? I never heard of it. That is quite bizarre. That is very bizarre. It's like half pixel art, half vector art. That is so strange. I had never heard of this mod before. It's interesting though. It's very unique. Yeah, I can tell. It's a good idea though. Just needs some work. I wouldn't say that, Nock. Pixel art is kind of its own thing. You don't really need to know how to draw in order to make pixel art. I don't think, at least. Some structure here. How could I what? What did I do this time? Well, yes, actually, it does help, but I think it mostly helps with very specific things. Like, for instance, if you were to do pixel art of people, then yes, do learn how to draw. But for environmental pixel art, like the one I'm doing here, I don't think it's necessary. Like, I don't know how to draw vines very well, but for pixel art, it's very easy. Just each little bit like this is a leaf. I don't need to know how to draw the textures on each leaf. Yes, definitely, it helps a lot. For instance, one thing I do with my drawings is to have a palette. So, for instance, let me look up something here real quick. I work a lot with palettes. So let me grab a drawing here real quick. Like this one. I used mostly greens and yellows for this character and reds and violets for this character. So this idea came from drawing, but I apply it to my pixel art as well. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Knowing how to draw definitely helps. but it's what I'm trying to say is it's not a requirement. You don't need to know how to draw in order to make pixel art. It definitely helps though, so there's that. But I would love to see what you can come up with, Nock. Looking forward to that. Should I have vines here? I think I would want a different species here. That's neat. Maybe these vines are thicker. Yeah, that would probably actually, just as a little like that. I think that's pretty telling, isn't it? Oh, thank you, Nock. Although I don't think I can compete with Hans at the moment. His stuff is pretty amazing. But yeah, I do look forward to that, and just let me know whenever you have something to show. I would gladly take a look into it. So they have thicker leaves, or bigger leaves. Well, I was talking about your pixel art. That could work. This could work. One here, one here. Right. Something like this. I keep pressing the wrong keys. This background is confusing me quite a lot. Let me quickly hide it. There we go. So this one's quite thicker. That looks good. That looks nice. Oh, that actually looks pretty neat now that I look at it. The burnt lines. It's quite telling. Oh, maybe I could have some vines between the support beams. Like this. That could work. Hey, Dark Rosen. Something like this could work. Yeah, something like that. Thank you. Although I do think that I should probably tone down the leaves here. Maybe. Because like, kind of loses the hanging effect when I add a lot of leaves. Kind of looks floaty. Not sure how to explain it though. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Something like this, maybe. What I like the most is how you can tell that these are different types of vines. Not just because of the flowers, but also the thickness of the vines and the leaves. Thank you. Yeah, something like that. Thing is, I never know where vines start from and where they end. Like, let me look up vines. Where do they start and where do they end? Like, where are they rooted in, usually? Of course, Minecraft vines. Like, are they rooted on the walls or the floor? These ones, I know that they are rooted on the walls. Let's see. Maybe I can have them rooted in this wall right here. Yeah, that's the thing, I don't know where they are rooted. Usually we don't see it, but they have to be rooted somewhere, right? Like, maybe it's rooted here? Maybe something like this? I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say, Nock. Yeah, maybe I will just keep these ones here. I think something like this works. Now I gotta add those light rays. Actually, hold on. Before I do that, maybe I should change the colors. Yeah, I think this helps a little. Yeah, that's the nice thing about game design, and that's why I love game design so much. You can use a lot of skills, different skills for a lot of different things. Like for instance, as I was saying to a few friends before, I like drawing, I like level design, I like puzzle design, I like making music, I like, yeah, all of this stuff. I like coding. All of this stuff gets used in game design, which is just perfect for me. Because if I want to make a game, I can code the game, which is something that I like, coding. I can draw the art of the game, and I like drawing. I can do some of the music sometimes. I like doing music sometimes. So there's just room for a lot of things. I know Nock likes to mix his songs, so maybe he can use his mixing abilities to make a game soundtrack. Who knows? Could be interesting. This is just looking so confusing right now. The support beams. It's a good thing that the plants are covering most of it because it looks hideous. Yeah, that works. Let's see if I can make it look half decent with the lighting. Something like this, yeah. And maybe on the vines themselves. A little bit. Just a little bit of lighting. Don't want to go overboard. Something like this. Well, I've been streaming for a little over 3 hours, so I think I'm going to wrap it up in here. I may or may not stream again later today or tomorrow. Definitely going to try to stream tomorrow. So yeah, it's looking pretty good, I think. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.